broadcasting live from the Albay Pio News Center, providing you the most exclusive news update from all over the province. This is 12 o'clock Newsbreak. In the local scene, registration for the March 2024 Civil Service exam will open tomorrow, November 16, 2023. Civil Service Commission Region 5 Director, Attorney Daisy Punsalan Bargais, said that 13,650 slots for professional and 1,100 for sub-professional levels are allotted for the Bicol region. For the province of Albay, there are 3,850 allotted slots for professional and 300 for sub-professionals. Applicants are capped off at 270 slots per day. Bargais noted that the registration will be on a first-come, first-served basis. After the online registration at the CSC portal, documents must be submitted at the SM City Legazpi on November 20 to 23, 28 to 30, and on December 4, 7, 10, 11, and 14, respectively. A CSC Regional Advisory only downloaded application forms generated through the registration portal will be accepted. For the August 2023 CSC PPT exam, Bargais said that the Bicol region posted an 18% passing rate for professional and 21% for sub-professional levels. As reported by the CSC, over 64,000 applicants passed the August 20, 2023 exams. This equates to an 18.72% passing rate among the 345,194 nationwide examinees. In another story, 3 members of the New People's Army and 45 members of the underground mass organization surrendered and sworn an oath of solidarity with the government in the Pledge of Commitment ceremony led by Mayor Domingo Escoto Jr. of UAS Albay on November 13. Also presented in said program were the weapons of the 3 NPAs, which include 2 M16 rifles, 1 caliber 45, and a .38 revolver. The said individuals also led the burning of the flag of the communist terrorist group to express their rejection of the movement. The said activity is the result of the widespread modified community support program of the 49th Infantry Battalion, PNP, and LGUs in the communities covered by the towns of UAS, Libon, and Ligao City in the province of Albay. In this regard, the leadership of the 92nd Infantry Brigade continues to encourage the remaining members of the communist terrorist group to follow in the footsteps of their former colleagues who are now living normal lives with their loved ones. In another news, Malilipot Albay was declared as drug-cleared and drug-free municipality during the recently concluded Regional Oversight Committee on Barangay Drug Clearing (ROC-BDC) meeting and deliberation held at the AVP Hall, Legazpi City on November 14, 2023. The core team, together with the 18 punong barangays of Malilipot, were present during the deliberation. Said municipalities, the third in Albay, declared free from drug affectation, along with Villar and Kamalig. The Regional Oversight Committee also vetted the retention of 24 previously confirmed drug-free barangays in Sorsogon and 71 previously declared drug-cleared barangays in Catanduanes and Sorsogon. Albay Pio and Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency Region 5 both gave assurance of the continuous monitoring and implementation of sustainability programs on declared barangays and municipalities in Albay. In the national scene, the Department of Health said Tuesday that it is validating reports suggesting the compromise and leakage of COVID-19 vaccination data from the Philippines stored within the World Health Organization. The Department of Health said that they are currently in close coordination with World Health Organization and the Department of Information and Communications Technology to ascertain the veracity of this report, as well as to determine the extent of any possible data breaches and the appropriate interventions. The department said it will release additional information as soon as it becomes available. In September, a ransomware attack affected the systems of the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation. However, the state health insurer said the attack did not affect the servers containing the private information of its members. A data breach compromises the privacy of individuals, exposes them to identity theft, and causes financial losses due to unauthorized access to banking information. In another story, the Philippines has earned another accolade after being named the Destination of the Year. That is an award at the 9th Triple Excellence Awards 2023. This was announced by the marketing arm of the Department of Tourism Promotions Board, which also hailed the recognition as a significant milestone last November 10. The prestigious accolade showcases the country as a top travel destination, celebrating the nation's diverse attractions, rich heritage, and warm hospitality. Last year, Singapore's Sentosa clinched the Destination of the Year award. This year, it is actually a double win for the Philippines, with Tourism Promotions Board also winning the coveted Sustainability Leader of the Year Asia Award for the second consecutive year. In another news, former Health Secretary Representative Janet Garin of Iloilo 1st District wants to penalize establishments that refuse to serve half-cup rice. House Bill 9536, filed by Garin on Tuesday, mandates all food establishments such as restaurants, eateries, canteens, dining facilities, food establishments, hotels, and inns to serve half-cup rice to minimize food waste. Under House Bill 9356, refusal to comply with serving half-cup rice shall be meted with the following fine: 10,000 pesos first offense, 20,000 pesos second offense, and 30,000 pesos third offense. According to the Department of Agriculture's PhilRice, an individual wastes 2 tablespoons of rice daily, amounting to 7.2 billion of wasted rice yearly. Some 46 cities in the country have implemented ordinances on serving half-cup rice. And in the news outside the country, Flags flew at half-mast at UN facilities across the globe Monday, including at the body's New York headquarters, as staff stood in silent tribute to more than 100 colleagues killed in Gaza in the Israel-Hamas war. The blue and white United Nations flag was lowered at 9:30 a.m. local time at offices in Bangkok, Tokyo, and Beijing, with other UN venues following suit. Secretary General Antonio Guterres led UN personnel in observing a minute of silence at UN headquarters when the clock struck 9:30 a.m. in New York. The UN Agency for Supporting Palestinian Refugees said Monday that 102 of its employees had died and 27 had been injured in the Gaza Strip since the war erupted just over a month ago. The highest number of UN aid workers killed in a conflict in the body's history, according to the agency. Israel has been relentlessly bombarding the Gaza Strip since Hamas fighters carried out an October 7 attack on the southern Israeli communities, the deadliest in the country's history. About 1,200 people, mostly civilians, were killed in the Hamas attacks and around 240 people taken hostage, according to Israeli officials. More than 11,000 people, most of them civilians, and many of them children, have been killed in Gaza in retaliation strikes by Israel, according to the territory's Hamas-run health ministry. In another story, Saudi Arabia has become the focus of airport development in the Middle East, as it seeks to drive income from tourism from 3.8% in 2019 to 10% of GDP by 2030. Funded by a deep-pocketed sovereign wealth fund, the plan aligns with the Kingdom's Saudi Aviation Strategy 2030, launched in 2022 and backed by $100 billion in investment from the government and private sectors. Aiming to triple the aviation sector's contribution to the economy to $74.6 billion by 2030, Saudi Arabia has set key targets to extend connectivity to 250-plus destinations across 29 airports. Triple annual passenger traffic to 330 million versus around 100 million carried in 2019. Increase air cargo volume to 4.5 million tons from 0.8 million tons today and add to global long-haul connecting hubs. Jeddah and Riyadh stand in pole position to serve as such access. Toward the end of last year, Saudi Arabia launched a master plan to expand and modernize King Salman International Airport in Riyadh. Meanwhile, an expansion plan to increase capacity to 114 million passengers per year by 2030 at Jeddah Airport drew an investment of more than $30 billion. And finally, in the news outside the country, Japanese Finance Minister Shinichi Suzuki said on Tuesday that the government would take all possible steps necessary to respond to currency moves, repeating his usual mantra that excessive swings were undesirable. Suzuki made the remark when asked about impacts from the weak yen on households, which have been pressured by rising living costs due to higher import prices for fuel and food. The Japanese currency has fallen to near 152 yen versus the dollar, its lowest in more than a year, which helps boost profits at exporters at firms doing business abroad while burdening other companies and consumers with rising import bills. And that's all for the 12 o'clock news break, November 15, 2023. We'll be right back tomorrow for more news updates. And thanks to our 12 o'clock news break writer, Joy Duque, and on the technical side, Todd Bobis, and to our Provincial Information Officer, Attorney Mary Luduca Castillo, under the supervision of our Governor, Attorney Elzel Grex Lagman, I am Greg HALLARE. Thank you for subscribing.